stage on Grimmy and Rita?
I like them. I mean, they settled in really quickly. When you actually replace someone like Louis, it takes a while for people to kind of get used to the person who they really, really have liked for 10 years. So regardless who was going to come in and take his role, there was always, well, you're not Louis. And you've got to give people a little bit of time. But now, you know, I've got to know him as a friend. He's passionate, he's fun, loves the job. Very different from Louis, but I think he's doing a good job. And Rita, I think, is fantastic.
And are you going to stick with him?
I don't know who we're going to stick. I don't even know if I'm going to be back next year. I mean, literally, get through this year, then see what happens next year.
What about Louis? Because for some reason, Louis dominates the X Factor.
He's like the ghost, isn't he? If you think about it, he just is always there. And I get mad at him when he says these things in the papers, and I call him, and then within 5 seconds I burst out laughing. I went, why do you keep saying these things, Louis? When he was on the show, I'd always have people complaining about him. Now he's gone, it's like, why isn't he there? So I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, it would. I mean, you have the power to bring him back at any stage.
Well, I couldn't just bring him back. I mean, I do like the idea about maybe having a guest judge or something like that.
Okay.
You know, it's a possibility.
Stick another chair on the end?
Yeah, or in the middle.
Or in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like that might happen.
You know, we do always make a lot of changes on these shows. Sometimes the right decision, sometimes the wrong thing. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to just keep making the same show you've made every year. You've got to try different things at times.
You could have brought Louis, of course, to the chateau with you.
You actually are obsessed with Louis, aren't you?
I am. I think everyone's obsessed with Louis.
Would you like him back?
Let's bring Louis back.
Well, why don't we do a little test?
Okay.
Okay, that maybe we'll do a poll on your show, and if he gets above 99%, then he can come back. How's that?
But he's not your guest judge here at Judges' Houses, is he? Who is?
Another Louis.
Yeah.
Louis Tomlinson. Funny thing is, he does these shows all over the world, and, I'm good friends with Louis, and then he's always said to me, you know what I want to do? And I said, well, he said, I want to be your guest judge on X Factor. He sent me a text this morning. He said, I'm excited, but I'm really nervous. And we flew over together, and he really, really is nervous, but he loves doing this.
Obviously, it's sensitive, I know. You mentioned Mum, and it has been hard. It's been obvious. How have you managed to get through the tough times?
Well, like anybody else does. I mean, you're not the only person, obviously, who goes through this, and, we all deal with it in our own way. I deal with it because I always, not as a ghost, but I always believe she's still here. Same with my dad, talk to them. I always feel their presence, and I genuinely do believe in that. And once you get over that initial shock, then you deal with it in a different way, But funny enough, when I was watching the show, I actually was thinking, my mum watched this now, me swearing on TV. I actually think she would have given me a whack.
She would have been disappointed in you.
Very disappointed. And that did make me kind of chuckle. And that's when you realise, they're still there with you.
She loved X Factor, didn't she? It was her favourite of all your shows.
Yeah, she did. She was really interested, in coming down to the shows and the artists. So, it's horrible. But like I said, we all go through it. But, it was tough when I first had to go to work,